it basically starts to mean that I should be with one of those girls like Bailey or Kim or Heather or let's see, the one of the Schwartz girls, or they intended me to Holly or Amanda, and you guys split it up on purpose. Tom Serson, Jim Riley, Joe Zillig, Harry Race, Bernard LaChance, DJ Dave, Perlita Quinn 1, Elton Anderson, Don Wiley, 1961, Oyster Cracker Man, Bitted Bat 4, Blue Boy Boxes, GPS Passel, Robo Rapist Night, Red Randy, Red Gordon, and Ellery, Jim Hall, Bill Duvall. And so you guys, Perlita and the team Bitted Fat or the Ghetto Life, get in the way on purpose to prevent it from happening, and then they get pissed off because they follow in the line of Ellery or the Episcopal Church or the Indian woman or the Bitted the Fat, and they get pissed off that nobody hooks up with Perlita or one of their Indian chicks, their Bitted Fats. And so that's all Ellery and them do, or Joe and them do, Taco Joe do. And if I like another girl, then they can come up with a bullshit story, and that's what Bernard and them do, so they can slide into sleep with Playboy Playmates or whatever, or the white parody chick. See, that's what Harry or Mr. Bernard or them did. So, like I said, they fixated on Heather or the Hilton girls, and that's their thing. And Bernard and them think it's, that's how they got to supposed perfection of the BB4. But it was really, like I said, those men were fag, and they slept with children, and Bridges lied. That's what I'm saying, Perlita, you're not my wife or sister. He screwed over my Aunt Anne and Aunt Wendy doing the same thing. So, like I said, you guys won't beat the military and the police and firefighters, doctors and teachers, because they've probably been on to a lot of you for a long time. What it is, Bernard, is your inbreeds with the Oyster Cracker Man, and or Doug, or Jim Hall and Bill Duvall, as they lie and show off with Geico Marktown Joe. And now you're bitten, Perlita, the bitten. You guys are the ones making everybody sick over it. And that what it proves is that you guys have gone through so much that you actually know it doesn't belong to you. That you killed and raped for it, Bernard and Joe. Karen Fausta Country and Western. See why it's tearing you up, Karen? Because I think he stole Greg's stuff and then screwed over the boys and then any of Greg's relatives. That's why we didn't get to see much of Greg's side of the family, I think. But we've seen a lot of yours, Karen. And so the only reasonable source of the problem would be Joe Zillig and or any one of those guys that played the risk game. But Perlita's attack on the Russian and or the Jews means that they had to have stole it, or they were copying off of an idea from Spain, and then Red Randy and all them get in the way because they know of a previous history out here in Aurora, and that's why they stop. That's why you guys start looking like Joe and all that, because you helped them, and Bernard, and their bullshit story of white purity, and that's why they hover like Britches, because Britches screwed over the fountain with the ghetto life to the Negroes. I'm telling you, it never belonged to the African Americans. They stole it. So that's why I would do it this way. Because they know I liked her. Look at that, 1985. Wow, isn't that amazing? The year before, or the year that we go into kindergarten. So it kind of means that I should have been with her, and you guys done everything you possibly could to get in the way and prevent it. And any of the other chicks, it's all made up. A lot of the girls I fell in love with. So Bernard and then Reagan, 85. This is what happens when you guys mess with that shit. Mustang. Stan was allowed to have one, I wasn't. You're the murderers, David. Coca-Cola. Back to the Future. They're doing your guys' story. So you want to be careful. Harry's all in them trying to be the heroes. Why? Because they want money. The African Americans are going to say, that's all you're doing it for, David. You guys went through and jacked up everybody's shit. You're a fucking liar, Dave, and that's all you'll ever be. Who lost Iraq? See? See what they're doing? This is why you guys are sick. Because you touched them, David, and moved it. And you keep following that fool and shit. Teddy Roosevelt. Basketball. All sports related. Football, basketball. All because you guys knew Greg and I didn't like it because we wanted to do something else with it. So we didn't have to live in a perpetual hell. And some of those girls that followed it were starting to get it up. Until, you know, the Indian man and whoever had to screw with it. So yes, it kind of proves I was already alive before you killed me, Joe, or one of your little minions of the All-American. So let them, like I said, let them have their delusion. Military and police and firefighters, doctors, teachers, Navy. Let them have their story. And it'll eventually resolve. There has no choice. It'll have to solve. It'll prove it was them anyway. And Bernard LaFagula Chance and all them, let them go into space like Harry and them came down with their nightmare and destroyed everybody, and Bernard and them unplugging the blue and doing all that shit because they want their delusion, and it'll eventually kill them. Sorry, Bernard, but that's just the ideal and philosophy of which Dave and the Robo Knight and all of you live. Because you guys didn't care about, you know, you guys went with your racism and your assertion of the All-American. And that's what happens. That guy's done it so much just to see something, and you guys run back and forth to check it. That's what happens when you guys spy and lie, Perlita. It kills you. And when you guys go into space, you'll do the same thing. That's why you guys run and hide and shit. You guys didn't have to do anything at all. You guys didn't need a tube or any of it. All you needed was the engine. And you guys would have still being able to rebirth and not have all the problems. And that's all you'll ever do, Robo Knight. Your war, Dave's war, is pathetically stupid and pointless, and always has been. So how are you guys going to beat the military and the police when, like I said, they're going to data collect, data mine it, copy and download all of it, and data analyze it, which is what they already do. So if you guys would just help them out and change your attitudes, your world would be better. But instead, you guys have to make some assertion which is false here and overseas. That's why it fell apart, because they became jealous and attacked their own gods. And that's what's going to happen to you, Robo Knight, just like the Greeks and all them, because they failed to want to listen to that lesson. And that guy sits there and claims that he saved everyone when it wasn't. It was a boy. And you guys didn't like it because he was mixed or colored, so you killed it to force in Dave and Perlita of the bit of the fat. And that's why you're sick. It's not the computer system or the text or the videos that are making you fat, Perlita, and your Indian woman in Episcopal Church. It's what you guys' activities are and what you guys consistently do, because you're jealous of the stuff that you created, and that you guys know that Heather and me were friends first, and the African American got in the way and started fighting, and then also attacked me and my brothers at that bus stop. And that's all the life you guys live. Then you guys run back the other way claiming, oh, we got it. Then you guys use some sexual thing and childhood stuff. That's what happened, Stan. You betrayed me, just like I'm wondering if Karen betrayed her husband. So, if you're the favorites, go ahead and tell your story as who got laid and got married first. But Harry, I don't give a shit because I know you screwed her. I paid attention to some things, and you know, you got what you wanted, white purity, and sit there and guard and pretend to be the clean Christian of purity that you aren't. That's why you're a hypocrite, Bernard. Harry made it for us to strive for perfection. All this shit out of your mouth, Bernard, is nothing but a constant lie to cover up that you're a rapist, pedophile, inbreed carny boy that dumped everybody into that fucking piece of shit red that nobody fucking wanted after they paid tons of money to get out of it and stay out of it. So run your story, Bernard. But guess what? Now you're breeding that way because that idiot is keep covering for that moron. And that's what's going to affect you. So that's what some of us tried to come in. That's probably what Kim and them tried to do, is fix it for you. But you guys just can't get it through your freaking mind to keep your hands off of other people. You people just love that stupid shit torture chamber you run. So if you guys like it, have the burden of it and have the cost. And then the military and the police and the tech companies can send you the bill, Bernard, for your strive to perfection in your little never land with the Negroes and your private little setup to copy China and Japan, who are basically the ones that gave you the gift and you guys destroyed it to turn around and assert that you're the creators of the world. And then you guys wonder why everybody's sick and unbalanced while dudes going pop, 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 pop in people's brains and shit. You guys are the fucking problem. So be a racist, tick, and a moron for the rest of your life, Bernard, in that group. And like I said, when you get on a ship and design it and call it your own creation, you'll probably fly it into a star or a black hole like a fucking moron, just like the stupid ass story Harry and them beamed for Dave and Perlita in that group anyway. So you know what? He's a terrorist and always has been. A dumb shit that screwed up Beswick's or anybody else was working on that project for their own to get people out of that shit mess. So, if you guys like the cesspool, like Greg and them said, I think they let you all have it, Bernard, for your bullshit Leggett Carney story of country and western. And you can sit there and try to frame people so Perlita and Dave can get off, but that's all you'll ever be still, Bernard, is a mass murdering moron.